We're gonna open the scheduled public hearings for 6:30. And it's the open public meeting for subdivision amendments per the suggestion of the DPW. I know it's in everyone's packets. This is gonna be a petition by us to the city council, right, Steph?
No, this is just to update our subdivision regulations.
Yep.
And for the record, Salvador Ciccone is the acting chairman today, and John Souza is on the phone right now.
Okay, so these are from the subdivision regulations and changes that have to be made or recommendations by the DPW. I probably should read through them all.
Yeah, you have to read them all into the record, or we can
Yep,
take them off.
Let's put them into record. Section 8, definitive plan. Number 1, submission of plan. An electronic copy of the plan and all associated documents and reports in digital format. Explanation is to require digital submission documents. That's a good thing. Number 2, street trees. A, the subdivider is required to plant suitable broadleaf deciduous trees along roads or ways outside of the roadway and the sidewalk, who are specifically exempted by the board. Explanation is to remove the grass strip between the road and the sidewalk, which we all felt was a good idea. Cul-de-sac plantings. Central radius of a permanent dead-end street shall be a 10-foot radius of the treatment BMP per the Mass Stormwater Handbook, tree box filter, rain garden, etc. Page 29, R.1.A.3. D. Dead-end street shall provided at the closed end with a turnaround having an outside roadway diameter of at least 80 feet from a property line diameter of at least 100 feet. Explanation is to reduce impervious area. Page 30, number 12, width, minor street, traveled way, 28 feet. That's what we give all the time anyway. Explanation is reg is waived for most subdivisions from 34 to 28 feet, therefore change traveled way width for a minor street to 28. Okay, page 32, C, street subbase. Commonwealth of Mass Department of Transportation standard specs for highway and bridges. This last revised section 400, subsection 401, and the explanation is to reference correction. Page 32 again, D, street base course. Commonwealth of Mass Department of Transportation standard specs for highways and bridges is last revised. Section 400, subsection 450, material section M3.06.0. Explanation, reference, correction. Page 32, number 3, street service. 3.1, in accordance with subsection 460, material section M3.06.0. The above given state specs, and that's a reference correction. Page 33, sidewalks, F. Number 2, sidewalks shall not be less than 5 feet in width on collectors and 4 feet on minor streets and shall be located so that the sidewalk abuts the curb. Explanation is to remove the grass strip between the road and the sidewalk. Page 33, G, curbing and shoulders. Number 2, section 500, subsection 501. The Department of Transportation standard specs for highways and bridges and materials, M3.07.0 and shall. Explanation, another reference correction. Oh, good thing I had a copy. Page 33, F, sidewalks. Preparation of the base shall be accomplished by removing material to a depth of 12 inches below finished design grade. Number 5, form shall be set to graded, then install an 8-inch gravel base and a 4-inch thickness of Class A concrete shall be placed. Accepted driveways where increased thickness and reinforcement shall be used. Further, the Department of Public Works engineering details. Department of Public Works installs Class A concrete when performing sidewalk installation in the city. Therefore, the DPW highly recommends that Class A concrete be installed for all new subdivision roadways. Page 33, G, curbing and shoulders. Curbing shall be installed along the edge of each roadway in all streets. Granite curbing shall be installed at the roadway entrance radii, all cul-de-sac radii, and adjacent to the new sidewalk. The Department of Public Works installs granite curbing when performing sidewalk installation in the city. Therefore, the DPW recommends that granite curbing be installed for all new subdivision roadways. Page 34, G, curbing and shoulders. 2.A. Section 500, subsection 501 of the Department of Transportation standard specs for highways and bridges, materials section M9.04.1, and shall, explanation is a reference correction. Page 34, H, grass strips. Grass strips shall be provided on each side of the roadway, outside the roadway, and the sidewalk on the side of the street to the street side. Where no sidewalk is to be installed, the grass strip shall extend between the roadway and the street sidewalk. And then remove the remainder of the section. Explanation, remove grass strips between road and sidewalk. Page 38. Add to section 9.R.14.M. Number 11, a common force main sewer system shall be located outside of the proposed right-of-way in a sewer easement to be held by a homeowners association. Page 39, number 4, a proposed subdivision shall not increase the rates, volumes, concentration, or velocity of runoff. Explanation. The applicant should control the volume of runoffs as well as the other factors from leaving their site. When performing hydrologic calculations, the rate of runoff for the post-development conditions can be maintained at or below the pre-development conditions, but there can still be an increase in the volume of runoff, therefore causing an increase in the volume of stormwater runoff leaving the site onto abutting properties. That's a sentence. Instituting this requirement will typically increase the size of the detention basin in order to keep the volume of runoff for the post-development conditions at or below pre-development conditions. That's good. Page 39. Add to the end of the paragraph on 5. DEP Stormwater Management Standards and City of Leominster Zoning Ordinance, Article 11, Section 22-60. Explanation. Add in reference to the required deep hole testing of the detention basin specified in the zoning ordinance. Page 49, number 19. A copy of the NPDES Stormwater Pollution Prevention Plan and permit, if applicable, for construction. Explanation is to clarify the specific plan required by the NPDES permit. Page 63, Section J, procedures for full release of performance guarantee. Number 1, subdivider may, upon completion and installation of required improvement in the subdivision, the completion of record plans and street acceptance plans submitted to the Department of Public Works in hard copy and digital format, as specified in these rules and regulations. Explanation is to require digital documents. Page 67, add to section 14.0. Number 5, functional integrity of all parts of the water, sewer, and drainage systems. Explanation is to include the water and sewer system. In check reference to the state sanitary code with the Board of Health, this reference may have changed. Okay, so those are all the subdivision regulations and changes that the DPW is requesting.
And there's one more on the email.
There is. Section L.
Section L? Oh, section L, I got it, I'm sorry.
That was in relation to the last one.
Yeah,
with the
okay,
reference in the
so this is the revised reference on the last one that I just read, right? Section O, C. The board shall obtain in writing from the Board of Health a statement that each on-lot sewage system was installed in accordance with the Leominster Board of Health regulations for on-site sewage treatment and disposal systems and the Department of Environmental Protection 310 CMR 15.00 State Environmental Code. Title 5, and that each on-lot water system was installed in accordance with the Leominster Board of Health regulations for development and use of private and semi-public water supply wells. Okay, this reference is for subdivisions located in the areas of the city that do not have access to the city sewer or water systems. So that's the only other change, right? Okay. And that was from Mark Emery, Assistant Director of the DPW. Okay, this is a public hearing on this, a public meeting on this. We discussed a lot of this already. Anybody have any comments from the board? No. How about from the audience? Anybody in the audience have any comments? I'd like to say anything?
They wanted you to get through it.
I wanted to get through it. I can barely, so I'm gonna have to get some oxygen on this. Jeez. Okay.
Do you have any discussion on any of these items?
There was not, John.
We do not, John. We covered a lot of this in depth already in previous meetings. And I think we went through it pretty well there. So this is just, it's just everything all condensed and makes sense to us, and it's all from the DPW, so we can move forward with the subdivision amendments.
And I'll move to close the meeting.
Second. We have a motion made by Paul, seconded by Pat, to close the meeting. Roll call vote.
John Souza? John Souza?
Fell off his chair. John, you there?
Carol Vittorioso?
Yes.
Okay, all right, we got a yes.
Okay.
Carol Vittorioso, absent. Salvatore Chaconi?
Yay.
Thomas Kerrigan?
Yes.
Patrick Perla?
Yes.
Paul Weiser?
Yes.
Jason Pare, absent. Dean Valier?
Yes.
Okay, motion passes, meeting's closed. All right.
Good job.
No, just update the regs, right? You said this.
Yeah. There we go.
We'll do that in a little while, right? I think it's in here, but we may wait. 6:35, continued open public meeting for site plan application for 10 Jungle Road, map 300, parcel 13A, bank with drive-through, restaurant with drive-through, and retail. Okay, do we have anybody here?
I'm sorry, first May, I just want to let the board know that we had a deadline to submit the striping plan by Monday at noon. It was not received till Wednesday, and we just got the hard copies today. So the board, the police department and the DPW hasn't even reviewed them yet. So it's really up to the board if they want to take this information in right now or continue it to the next meeting.
Well, we have to have ample time. The reason why we have the deadline on Monday is,
Completely understand, yeah, apologies for the
Oh, no.
delay, we're happy to talk you through at least what we're thinking now, if you're interested in seeing
yeah,
some
we should do
improvements.
that.
1 second, John.
May I just point
We
out
can't
that
take it.
if
We can't take it?
Carol and Jason were both here at the last meeting, so if they
And
don't go over anything today, then everything will be
And you
really
really
all
can't
set.
have them talk about information we don't have the record.
And John, you had something to say?
So I'm just
Well,
saying,
because they would have to watch
that
that.
harassed it
It's
and
not
didn't
correct.
get the
Right.
opportunity to look at the documents. So
Okay.
we can't accept it for that.
Yeah, so
Okay, so we'd
some
like
of the
to
major
continue
concerns,
this?
right, is our department heads have to review,
But
our planning director has to review.
we do know that there's another.
So when we don't
plan
have the
coming
time, that's what happens. And if we take anything right now, then, I don't think we can take it.
We can't take anything in, but,
I mean, we'd love to hear what you were thinking of after the last discussions we've had.
Okay.
but we can't discuss the plan if we don't
There's
take
another
anything in,
project.
so we have to continue it to the next
We should
meeting.
just continue.
Motion to
Right,
continue.
so that's what we'll do, so everything stays cul-de-sac.
We understand wholeheartedly, figured you'd just show up just in case.
No, thank you for that.
No,
So
we
I will
understand
move to
wholeheartedly.
continue until, what is it?
We have May 15th open at 6:30.
May 15th at 6:30?
Second.
We'll lock it up.
Motion made by Paul,
And
to
hopefully we'll
continue the meeting, the open public meeting,
Hopefully
for
we'll
site plan
update
app for 10 Jungle Road, map 300, parcel 13A, to 5:15 at 6:30, seconded by Pat. Roll call vote.
John Souza? John Souza, yea or nay? John, are you there?
He's gabbing, he's gone. He just hung up on himself. He just hung himself up.
John, are you there?
Yeah, no, yeah, but you keep, get cut out.
Okay, so we just were taking a motion to continue 10 Jungle Road to 5:15 at 6:30.
Yes.
So, okay, we got John Souza, yes, Carol Vittorioso absent, Salvatore Chaconi,
Yes.
Thomas Kerrigan,
Yes.
Patrick Perla,
Yes.
Paul Weiser,
Yes.
Jason Pare, absent, Dean Valier.
Yes.
Okay.
See you
Thank
soon.
you.
We'll see you guys on the 15th, right?
Absolutely, yes.
And everything that needed to be submitted, is it all in now?
We have everything and we'll submit that to
Okay, so,
DPW and it'll be in your next packet.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Thank
Have a
you.
great day.
Okay, we're gonna go into our regular meeting. Call to order.
John Souza, Carol Vittorioso, absent, Salvatore Chaconi,
Yeah, I'm here.
Thomas Kerrigan,
Here.
Patrick Perla,
Here.
Paul Weiser,
Here.
Jason Parry, absent, Dean Valier.
Here.
I like it. That's it.
Okay, we're gonna go to 2.0, minutes of previous meeting. 2.1, we've got the March 6, 2023 minutes. Any changes, any issues, or are they
There.
good as written?
I move to approve the minutes of March 6th.
Second.
Paul made a motion to approve the minutes of March 6, seconded by Pat. Roll call vote, please.
John Souza,
Yes.
Carol Vittorioso, absent, Salvatore Chaconi,
Yay.
Thomas Kerrigan,
Yay.
Patrick Perla,
Yes.
Paul Weiser,
Yes.
Jason Parry, absent, Dean Valier.
Yes.
Okay, we're moving on to the March 20th meeting, minutes, planning board minutes. Any omissions, any inclusion, any changes, anything that looks out of place?
So I move to approve the minutes for March 20th.
Okay, motion on the table by Paul to approve,
Sorry.
second by Pat. Roll call vote, please.
John Souza,
Yes.
Carol Vittorioso, absent, Salvatore Chaconi,
Yay.
Thomas Kerrigan,
Yay.
Patrick Perla,
Yes.
Paul Weiser,
Yes.
Jason Parry, absent, Dean Valier.
Yes.
Okay, that's all good. All right, 3.0, plans submitted. 3.1, none. 4.0, old business. 4.1, site plan application for 10 Jungle Road, map 300, parcel 13A, banquet drive-in restaurant with drive-through and retail. This is continued to 5:15. All right, 5.0, new business, subdivision, 5.1, subdivision amendments per the suggestion of the DPW. Okay. What is the board's pleasure? This is a recommendation to the city no, it's not a recommendation.
No, it's just
Just to
for,
update on.
a motion for Elizabeth to make the amendments to our subdivision regulations.
Okay.
They don't go through the city council.
They don't go to the city council. So,
No, Stephanie,
Yeah,
we vote on this
yep,
yep,
and then we just give a copy. This
To the
is
city
the
council.
ordinance by the planning board.
correct, yep,
So we approve it.
correct.
Okay, I'll make that motion.
okay, Paul makes a motion to approve the subdivision amendments. Pat seconds. Roll call vote, please.
John Souza,
Amendment, to forward it to the city council.
sure, yep.
Yep.
Okay, Carol Vittorioso, absent, Salvatore Chaconi,
Yay.
Thomas Kerrigan,
Yes.
Patrick Perla,
Yes.
Paul Weiser,
Yes.
Jason Parry, absent, Dean Valier.
Yes.
Okay, 6.0, under communications. This is 6.1, plan of land, Orchard Hill Park Drive subdivision, Park Drive extension. Planning board to review proposal to discontinue a portion of Pioneer Drive extension as a public way and make a recommendation to the city council. And there's a letter in the packets from Elizabeth, and attached to the petition that will be submitted to Leominster City Council for approval. The petition is regarding a small parcel of land located in Orchard Hill Park that will not be used in the current road extension project. The developer has requested that this parcel be returned to him since it was not be used in the build-out of the road. KP Law has approved the petition and advised us that the petition should have a recommendation from the planning board prior to submission to the city council. Thank you for your consideration of this petition. If you have any questions, please do not hesitate to contact me. Signed, Dean Mazzarella, Mayor. Okay, this is just a little piece.
Here in town.
What, John?
Okay, I'm gonna turn you up.
Alright, this is that little, it's a little piece of land, we had in front of us, I don't know if it was last meeting, the meeting before, the new planned, build out of the land in Orchard Park, Pioneer Drive extension. So this is, I guess it's not all being used, and he's just petitioning to, pull that one little section of land out. Now, we don't have anyone here to talk about this, do we?
Mhm.
No.
Probably don't need
No, I mean, it's really pretty
Pretty straightforward.
pretty straightforward and makes, you know,
And KP Laws approved it, so someone has reviewed it.
it's been reviewed, it's been through the mayor's office, the legal office.
Hello?
John, and it's just a request to cut that section of land out of the project.
Hello?
So all it needs a recommendation from us. John, can you hear it?
Yeah, now I can. My phone is going on and out. Just let you know, as part of the original deal was that Lascotti donated the land. It was for the easement or for the new road, okay?
Right.
In doing that, they cut across part of the old Pioneer Drive. So all this is returning some land back to him that he donated to the city.
Pretty simple.
Yep.
Anybody have any questions on it? Board members?
No.
Okay, we need a motion because this is a recommendation to the city, it's a recommendation from the planning board to, to the city.
They're
council.
requesting a positive recommendation.
So John made the motion.
John, you made the motion to recommend approval.
I'll
Okay.
second that.
Paul seconds it. All right, roll call vote, please.
John Souza,
Yes.
Carol Vittorioso absent, Salvador Chaconi,
Yay.
Thomas Kerrigan,
Yes.
Patrick Perla,
Yes.
Paul Weiser,
Yes.
Jason Parre absent, Dean Valier.
Yes.
Okay, 6.2 Day Street subdivision.
Whenever they-
Sawyer Way, New England Land Company, directed to provide updates. Okay, we don't have a director here, right? But Stephanie has
You want me to
updates.
fill you in?
Well, yeah, I'm gonna ask you to do that in a second. So we have sent the letter, from what I understand.
The Carol has reviewed the letter,
Reviewed the
and
letter.
currently it's in the lawyer's hands right now for the claim on the subdivision bond. So right now it's in the works to being drafted. Once it's sent, then they have 10 days to comply. So that's where it stands right now.
And then after that 10 days, that's when we can legally start maneuvering for the,
We'll be working with KP Law on that.
Yeah.
Like Carol specifically asked, and we haven't heard back yet, if we don't get a response to the letter, what do we do then? But we haven't heard back on that yet.
I know it's spelled out somewhere, if they don't get a response in the letter, there's enough, that actually
Yeah,
spelled out.
can
But
you-
John, go ahead,
Can you hear me?
we can hear you.
Okay. Let me fill you in a little bit. We have call it a catch
Can you all
22.
hear?
The city solicitor has said that the city has to accept the road before we do the work. Okay? But on the other hand, we can't accept the road that it's not complete. So, it's one of these catch-22s, and we got all we can request, as the letter does, that the company gives us permission to work on the road.
Right,
We're
that's,
waiting for their answer back. Within a specified time, if they don't answer us, then we're gonna proceed. And what I requested is that myself, anybody else that's interested, sit down with the city solicitor, excuse me, and try to hammer this out, because we have hundreds of roads in the city that should be done, and the city can't accept them unless they're done. So, we're gonna have to change our rules, or something's gotta be
you
changed,
know, I was reading,
but it's a real problem.
John, I was reading something on that. It's because it doesn't conform to certain regulations. I don't know if it was in our charter or if it was in our rules, our own rules. But, something's drastically gotta be done for all of this, because this finger pointing back and forth, and it's not just you. And there's gotta be a political solution to them changing everything so the city can do what's, maybe not in this case, we still gotta get the money from this, but all of them should be accepted as far as I'm concerned by the city. And then however they're upgraded. But
There
at
isn't,
least,
there isn't enough in that bond, though.
oh no, we're still 100,000 short anyway. We're getting more detail, I guess, on the pricing from the DPW. Carolyn, did you get in touch, did you give Carol all the information that you had found?
Was it Elizabeth that was here?
Yes.
Yeah, so she
Yep.
she contacted me and, asked for some information the next day, and I gave her what I had.
Elizabeth provided that when they had their discussion with the city solicitor. So they're taking the first step to get the ball
Right, I
rolling.
mean, it is a process.
Long term, we need to figure out a solution. If
Right.
they come back with no response to the letter, we will get the city solicitor's opinion on what we do from there. And we gotta take it step by step to make sure we're following everything correctly.
No, I know that. I know it's an interesting process. So will we have any updates at the next meeting?
That would be,
Well, Carol will be here anyway, so she
On the
can
letter
discuss
should
the
be
letter.
sent,
Except the original developers day.
Oh, they're long gone. They've ignored.
I think they were incorporated as something else. I don't know.
Well, they've changed, right? They keep
Yeah, he's
changing
still
names.
around. He
He's
just,
still around.
from when I went on the corporation division, it looks like what he does is he buys these developments.
Yep.
Keeps them for 2 or 3 years until they're pretty much done, and he sells all the houses, and then he just lets that corporation go, then he morphs into a different one and does another subdivision, does the same thing, and leaves it hanging at the end. Because he has numerous corporations, and
Yep.
that shouldn't be allowed either.
It's got a great loophole.
No.
And-
Well, see, they can't,
He really
because
shouldn't have
of
built any
stuff like
houses
this,
without-
everything's changed now. Now they have, they have to give us the money and we hold the money and there's a different set of controls we have.
We have to get more money, that's.
But now on this one, this one and all the unaccepted streets.
The timeframe in which.
But we know there's a process, we talked about that before, Carol laid it out, I think clearly about where the process had to start, which was the letter to the developer, then they had so many days to respond, and then it builds off of
2
that.
weeks from now, if I understand correctly, the letter will have been sent. And
yes, I don't know if there'll be
Hopefully the 10
enough
days
time
will fall,
to
yeah.
circle back with the city solicitor to get updates on the next steps to follow. If we have updates, we'll put it on the next meeting. If not, we'll put it on the agenda so you can see it, and if not, we'll probably most likely be on the next
Just-
meeting after that.
Until we have something concrete, if it's next meeting or the meeting after, I know you guys all spend a lot of time here, we know that.
You can always contact our
Well-
office anytime for
Yeah.
updates.
And I think one of the pressing things that I think, and they can confirm this, that we're spending a lot of time here is because most of us have either pets or kids.
Yeah.
And, well, the pets are on leashes, the kids aren't on leashes. If I were,
They should be.
But
Oh.
that drop off on the side of
Right.
the road is so dangerous. And so who's gonna be responsible when someone falls off and gets killed or impaled on a broken tree there or something? That's one of the biggest concerns of everybody, because it's at the beginning of the road. All the kids have to walk by that to get to school.
I'm wondering if they can address that prior to.
We
some
can
of
ask
the
that.
stuff,
We was
right?
supposed to
Can
look
we
into
ask
that.
that, John?
Once we get the okay to move forward, we've got the 84,000, then it's our determination which projects, we'll prioritize what has to be done first. So if it's the guardrail, then we'll prioritize the guardrail and get it done.
We should
So
probably
that
defer to
point
Carol
becomes
on this because the board needs to
I
be
was set to
accepted before
prioritize.
you can do the work, so you can't just
So,
do it
So,
with them.
maybe we work with you guys to prioritize where the money goes until we figure out
But first,
the back end of it, right?
first we have to get the letter sent, the response,
Right.
so we're getting ahead of ourselves.
Okay.
And the neighbors have been filling in the potholes
Yeah.
with the stuff that was dug up from the plows and things during the, so.
It is.
It's awful, their road,
It is.
it's really awful.
Yeah, and I'm sure there's plenty of other streets that are in the same
There is.
condition,
It's
but,
not the point, it's still awful.
yeah.
No. So I just don't, I don't wanna have you here if there's nothing that's changed. Or, I mean, you can be here. Certainly love having you here, we do, we really do.
We will only put it on the agenda if we have any updates. So we can watch the agenda. You can always contact the office too if you're just looking for a current status.
So either Stephanie or, and then we'll have it on the agenda, and is there one person we can contact to let you guys know?
So if I bring some Italian cookies next time, we'll
Dean, I really miss my mother's cookies.
I do want to tell
Really miss it. Oh, I have the recipes.
I have the best friend.
I hear a challenge here.
Sent me to baking school.
I heard a challenge.
No, that's, we'll both do
I
it.
volunteered to be.
Yeah, we'll sample.
Yeah, I'll share my recipes. So if we have new developments for next meeting, and then if Carol's here, she could explain some things too, maybe about the process. She's been talking to KP Law,
Directly, yeah.
and we just go from there. We will get it
Is there
done.
any lawsuit against this
Huh?
guy? Is there a lawsuit?
We've talked about it again with KP.
Yeah.
Yeah,
We're still in the beginning steps, following all that.
You may be suing a corporation that has no assets in it.
that's right, that's right.
What do you mean by the,
No, and that's why they do this. They've been doing this for years. That's why we changed all our regulations too. They've been doing it all around the city. But, you know, you have a lot of local developments that did it right because they live and work here.
Okay.
Okay? All right, so Carolyn, you want them to contact you if there's a change?
Yeah, you could.
And maybe you have a number, right? You have contact information. I think
Yeah.
Elizabeth has
Yeah,
some.
yeah, my email is my
Yeah.
office.
All right,
And I
that's
can
what
just,
we'll do.
like, have everyone else's email, so I can update them.
Yep. You guys got an email list, I'm sure.
Thank you all.
Okay, thank you. We really appreciate you being
You
here.
don't have to rush.
I wish we had more, you don't wanna listen to the rest of this? I'm gonna read some more.
All right, see you soon.
Take care.
Thank you.
Okay, 6.3, 1771 Lock Drive, site plan directed to provide updates.
So as you know, Elizabeth has been working directly and diligently with the building inspector on code enforcement. On this particular one, I spoke with Peter today and he actually went out to do a site visit to check everything again today. So at this time, I don't have any additional updates on this one.
I'll do a visit on my way home tonight.
it'll be dark.
It will.
You-
Depends how quick you move. Depends how quick you move.
See how quick you only have about
Well,
a minute left.
I know,
It's not
okay.
dark yet.
Okay, so, we're just gonna, wait till we get some information on that. Okay, 7.0 Director's Report.
None?
There is none tonight, Elizabeth's out. 8.0 Executive Session.
And 9.0, I'm gonna say,
Okay, 9.0,
I make a motion to adjourn.
nice. Motion made,
Second.
seconded by Dean, roll call vote.
John Souza.
No,
Yeah.
Well, that's okay.
We're all listening to you anyway.
Carol Victorioso absent. Salvador Tony.
Yay.
Thomas Kerrigan.
Yay.
Patrick Perla.
Yes.
Paul Weiser.
Yes.
Jason Barry absent.
Okay,
Dean
go on and
Valier.
watch the
Yes.
Celtics.
John, stay on the phone, the rest of us.